Good morning. Here we go on Facebook Live. 3, 2, 1, bam. Good morning. Happy holidays. I've got my holiday jingle bells here. Good morning. It's Happy Holidays Hump Day. It's a Hump Day Happy Chat. I bet you thought I might take today off, but I decided, nope. You know, it is, I'm getting some tea because my throat's dry. Santa came. I got some really cool stuff. Yay. Hope you did too. And so we're here again. I'm Valerie Sheppard. I'm coming to you live from the mommy's house. Hey, Mom. Shout out to Loretta Sheppard Hurst, my mom. Shout out to my siblings, Josh, Michael, my sisters-in-law, Tammy, and Heidi. Yay. And all you wonderful people out there, thanks for joining me. Thanks for sharing, creating a ripple effect of happiness, joy, peace, love, just wonderful juju. Let's create some merry and bright, happy camper stuff. I love retro, and this is my retro camper. I'm wearing my vision board because one day I'm going to be camping in one of those by the beach. Here it is, baby. Mark today. And when it happens, come toast in my happy camper to being a happier camper. So once again, welcome. I'm Valerie Sheppard, coming to you from the Hartley Center for Mindfulness and Self-Mastery. On the road, we are on the road, celebrating with family and friends. And today we want to talk about new beginnings and endings. It's a perfect time to talk about that stuff. But I want to talk to you, I'll start with saying, you know, I really focus on this thing called self-mastery, and people often ask me, what is that? And so what I call it is mastering you in your life so that you can exquisitely manage whatever your life brings your way, right? Your life is speaking to you, and it's speaking to you in the currency of life, which is what's happening, the journeys, the mishaps, the mountains, the valleys, the dance. In my book, the title is Dancing Your Soul Lifestyle on Purpose, because the more you can dance, which is a part of exquisitely managing that which life brings to you, the more happiness, joy, peace, all that inner delicious stuff you can have no matter what's going on around you. It can be your state of being. So that's what I'm all about. Thank you for helping me create a ripple effect so that other people who need a little more juju can get it. So thanks for sharing. So I want to do a quick shout out. I shouted out to my friends who celebrate Hanukkah, and I shouted out to my friends who celebrate Christmas. And today I want to shout out to the Pan-African community and my friends who celebrate Kwanzaa, because today is the first day of Kwanzaa. It's a Pan-African holiday that celebrates family, community, and culture. It was created in 1965, so we're over 50 years. The celebrants of Kwanzaa have been rooted in what that holiday or this time, I don't think it's a holiday as much as a remembrance, an awakening, a reawakening of what's in us, created by a Dr. Mualana Karenga, who I found out is a professor of and chair of Africana Studies at Cal State University, Long Beach. Like, I could be at his office in a half an hour on a good day when I'm at home. So it's amazing. It's got 7 principles for life. And it's funny how we do such separation, you know, the principles of Islam, the principles of Judaism, the principles of Christianity, principles of Kwanzaa. And even when you look at all of them, so many of the principles come together. And I love it because, you know, I stand in this space of oneness, that we are all one. And this year, the Kwanzaa, it's not platform, the word's escaping me. The theme, the annual theme for Kwanzaa this year is about this kind of community of good, reawakening the good. And that's true all the time. And so this time of actually rooting in it is just bringing us back to our core, bringing us back to our core. It's beautiful. So shout out on the first day of Kwanzaa to people that are celebrating Kwanzaa. So interestingly enough, we're talking about the beginning of a week-long. Kwanzaa is celebrated from December 26th through January 1st. And we're talking about a week-long celebration that begins today. And other celebrations have ended. So isn't that interesting? Like this time next week, all of these quote-unquote holidays or markings of history or rememberings, this time next week, all of these holidays, which had their beginnings in this beautiful month of the winter solstice that December always is, all of them will be over. Their beginnings are followed by an endings. That's a natural cycle in the universe. And in all things, there becomes an ending. And it must happen that way. That's part of the cycle of change that is ever present within our universe, within us, within relationship, within community. Endings follow beginnings naturally, beautifully, always. So you know how much I love quotes. Here are a couple quotes that I really love about beginnings and endings. Lao Tzu is quoted to have said, "New beginnings are often disguised as painful endings." New beginnings are often disguised as painful endings. And Seneca, who is quoted on my email signature every time I send an email out. It's not this quote, it's a different quote that I stand for. But this quote from Seneca, "Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end." You might be thinking, was that Seneca or was that Semisonic? Because that quote appears in Semisonic's song Closing Time. But it's first attributed to Seneca. Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. It's really important to remember that. Like you almost could say, I can't have this beginning that I want without releasing, without the letting go of, without the passage from an ending. And that ending was from a previous beginning. It's great to think about. It's really sometimes very difficult to do. Why is that? Like, why do we want to hang on to the beginning and what it set up and what it created, sometimes long after the point when it should have been gone? Have you ever done that? You see yourself, and sometimes we can't even see ourselves in the course of doing it. We only see it in retrospect, right? We look back and go, wow, I wish I'd gotten out of that sooner. I wish I'd quit that job that I didn't like sooner. I wish I'd left that relationship that wasn't working for me sooner. I wish I'd said to that person who's so important to me, I really love you, sooner. Like we hang on to whatever's going on and we forget to get into what's calling to us to begin. We hang on to what's going on and forget to answer the call. Answer the call of what's bubbling up fresh and new right now. Why is that? Why do you do that? Why do I do that? So what I hear from my students and my clients is there's something about the unknown in that beginning that we're not really sure is going to be better than we are experiencing right now. And even if we're experiencing great pain right now, and I mean emotional pain, not necessarily physical pain, although I've got that too, right? You've had that too. Not really talking about that sort of pain, but when we talk about emotional pain, like I don't know that what's over there is really what I want. You know, some people say the devil you know versus the devil you don't. And it's funny that we even say that, because in that statement, there's an assumption that there's a devil over there. We don't even know because it hasn't presented. It's just an opportunity. An opportunity. Calling, waving, beckoning. We don't know till we go. What's over there? And how many times have you actually gone and went, wow, this is awesome. What was I so afraid of? What was I so afraid of? So our own perceptions and interpretations are what's keeping us from seeing the bridge. There's a bridge. Your life is presenting you with bridges all the time. The question is, are you stepping onto them? Or are you stepping away? So when your life is calling to you, it may be calling to you through an ending. It may be calling to you saying, okay, it's time. It's time. And I have a runny nose. My nose is running. Where's that ending? What's that beginning? What's calling to me through the runny nose? Have more tea, maybe. But this thing of your life is speaking to you at all times, not only in the good times. That's not the only way that your life is calling to you to make a shift or to embolden yourself or empower yourself or take responsibility for you. That's why I focus on self-awareness, self-acceptance, and self-love, because in the root of those three things is self-mastery, and the root of that is the happy, joyful life that you want to live, because you are knowing the messages that are coming from you, to you, for you, by you, about you. And you are able to read your life in a way that propels you into your highest good, helps you achieve your highest potential, no matter what. No matter what. And there are still the time for endings. And some of them may be painful. And that's okay. So even now, okay, we got endings happening now. We got end of the year. We have end of the holidays, end of vacations. In a week, it'll have been the end of Kwanzaa. And we'll be starting a new calendar year on January 1st. This time next week, we will be into 2019. And so the question is, even now, are you negatively envisioning the transition to the beginning? So I talk to people who transition from vacation to the going back to whatever, already in vacation, still in vacation, anticipating the negative beginning of the going back, the return. Oh my God, I gotta get back to work and there's a mountain of stuff waiting for me. I can't believe it. So did I. And what we're setting up is our experience of something. And interestingly enough, what we're setting up is what we don't want. So when we ruminate on the things that we just don't want, we're creating them. We're setting ourselves up. Eek. Yuck. Why would we do that? So my invitation to you on this first day of Kwanzaa, on this Boxing Day of the holiday of Christmas, into the winter solstice, my invitation is to transition from looking at beginnings in fear and negative anticipation and look at them in the fresh, magical invitation that they are providing. To actually wake up first step in my 4-step process. Wake up to how you look at beginnings. Are you hanging on, clinging to the ending of something? Or are you saying, okay, an ending is calling to me because a beginning wants to happen? What would happen if I joyfully, freely, effervescently, bing, just let go? Let myself be propelled by myself into this new beginning. So here are some tips for you. Number one, when you find yourself clutching to an ending, either physically, don't leave, I don't want this new thing, like whatever that is, you find yourself clutching, you find yourself defending the way it's always been, the way I've always thought of it, I've always done it this way, I've always liked this. When you find yourself clutching to the way it has been, take a moment and breathe. Just take a moment and breathe. Breathe deeply. Breathing puts a little space, a little separation into that clutch. Just a little space that lets you go, gives you an opportunity to reflect. You have to do the reflection, but the breath gives you an opportunity to reflect on what am I hanging on to and why. Oh, look, bring, and why. Drop into your heart. So come out of your intellect, which may be spinning a whole bunch of logical, rational reasons for it. Oh, it's this and it's that, and he's so wonderful and she's so this. The job is so perfect and I really love vacation. I wish I could move here. Like all of that. Drop into your heart and relax the constriction there. You probably will find there's something holding on. So breathe, drop into your heart, open it, relax the constriction. Ask, maybe, have a conversation with the constriction. It's a part of you that's speaking to you, telling you something. When you just think it's just telling you not to let go, you might be missing the point. You want to know why. What's it trying to do for you? What's it doing in your life? What's the constriction there to talk to you about? Get clear on that. Don't just hang on because there's a constriction. Understand what the constriction wants to tell you. Then you can decide if hanging on is really what it's telling you to do. Pretty cool, huh? So you get clear. Breathe, drop into the heart, open the heart, get clear on what is there that's blocking you from this invitation to the something that's new. And here's what's really critical. Set your intention for what you want going forward. What's the new beginning going to look like for you? Don't make it about chance, and don't sit in a new beginning thinking about all the things you don't want it to be. I don't want it to be this. I don't want it to be that. I hope it's not this. No. You're creating that by putting your energy there. So put your energy on what you're creating. Co-creation means you set the intention, which sets the vision, and all your angels and ancestors and spirits and the divine co-create that according to your requests. La, 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 la. And no matter what, stay focused on what you want. What gets created isn't exactly what you want. Learn from it. Oh, wow. How did this happen? Go back to what you want. Go back to what you want. Go back to what you want. So my blessing for you is, as we wrap up a lot of this holiday season and this year in the our counting on the earth of 2018, and we wrap up this time period, is that you are intentionally, in your personal responsibility, in your self-love, self-awareness, self-acceptance, when you're in that space, you are co-creating with a beautiful intention. You are passing through your endings into the magnificence of your new beginnings. Yabba dabba do. And I, by the way, am still in my jammies. because I'm still embracing this ending of the year on vacation and relaxation. And I'm going to pass through this ending of this Hump Day Happy Chat into the beginning of the day of hanging out in jammies and watching movies and being with mom. Many, many blessings to you. However you pass this day, make it special. Make every new beginning in every moment that's coming from the previous moment's end. Focus on what you want to create and do it. And last thing I will announce is that on January 17th, I'm doing a Happier Camper Master Class. We're going to be happier campers in 2019. This master class, we chat, we laugh, we explore, and we create the road for your happier camper along your journey. I'll put the link to the course in the blah, 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 and I hope you'll join me. happytobeme.net/master-class. happytobeme.net/master-class. Many blessings to you, and I'll see you next week, which is actually, I'll see you next year. Yay. Bye now. Many blessings. Thank you for joining me, and thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. Bye.